Hi, my name's Tracey Lorraine and I'm back again to show you how to make the Trinity Bangle. It's an easy to make bangle made with lots of repetitive stitches based around the PRAW 3 tutorial, which I have already done. This is a contrasting colour and you can see I've used rounds on this one and not bicones. Well, it's important to note that these are gemstones, so they are not uniform in size, and that's why they work in this bangle. I have tried 3mm pearls in the white bangle. I used Swarovski ones and it didn't work because it caused the bangle to twist. So my advice would be to use the bicones, 3mm bicones in this project, unless you particularly have gemstones. And I'll show you why. If we come in a little bit closer, you can see the bicone has a slightly pointed shape, and that means that it's sitting just inside the number 8 beads, and as a consequence it becomes less than 3mm in size. It should also be noticed that I think I've made an error in beading this tutorial with the white beads. Unfortunately, I'd come too far. I'd already made the contrasting bangle first, so I'm hoping that you will still be able to see it clearly. Let's get started. You will need 10 grams of number 8 seed beads, 10 grams of number 11 seed beads, about 5 grams of 3.4 drops, and about 60 3mm bicones. Measure around the base of your thumb. This bangle loses a lot in the making. So we can see here mine is 7.5 inches, which works out to be, I think it's about 19 centimeters. You need to add 1 3/4 inches to this measurement. So for my wrist, 7.5 inches plus 1 3/4. The length I'll be using is 9.25 inches. I've already tied in the tail end, tightened the 3 beads up. And so now we need to join these 2 ends together. You need to be very careful that you don't twist it. I've already joined it once and had to unpick it again. So if you can see here, the flat part of the bracelet is going to be on the inside, because remember this is almost a triangle. So keeping that flat bit very, very carefully. It does take a little bit of time. Have a bit of patience. Trust me, it's really worth it taking your time at this point. Once you're sure that you've got those 2 ends together, yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's it. We're going to join 2 lots of 3 at the ends. So I'm going to pick up a number 8 and I'm going to come through the opposite bead from the same side. Then I'm going to pick up another number 8 and come back through the bead we were originally exiting, and I will lift up in a second so that you can see. Let's pull it in a bit closer. Okay. Can you see it's a circle? Pull that in there. And we've got that right angle weave set of 4. I've turned the bracelet away from me. I'm going to pass through the adjacent bead. I'm going to pick up one number 8 and come back through, turn it a tiny bit more, the next of those 3 beads on the other side. It's that one there. Pull it in tight. Come back through the top of that set of 4 to complete the circle. Come through the adjacent bead. Turn your work away from you again. Through the top bead and the last of the 3 on the other side. And then the bottom bead of that set of 4 and the adjacent bead. I'm just going to go through a couple of beads to work away from the join. It helps with the tension. I'm just double checking that I have completely not twisted it before I work any further. So I'm going to pull those beads in tight again. I'm just going to work through a couple of beads on this side to work away from the join so that the join becomes nice and tight. And we're wanting to work up towards the ridge. So if you've got a flat base, you will find the flat base goes inside the bracelet, and we're working up to the ridge beads. We just want to pass through one of these, preferably I think we'll work away from you. Now I'm going to be picking up red seed beads just to help you see what I'm going to do next. Unfortunately, I will have to unpick these to put in the right colour that I want. I just think this will help you see. So I'm picking up 4 number 11s, and I'm going to come back through the number 8 on the same side. I'm going to come up through the adjacent bead. I tied myself to the camera pod. Sorry. Through the top bead. And I'm going to pick up 4 more beads. Come across those 3 and through that number 8. Basically just repeat this all the way around the bangle. There we are. We'll do that one more time through the next bead. And the next one. Pick up 4 beads. And I've just noticed I've actually picked up 3 there. It doesn't really matter because, as I say, I'm going to unpick this, but it is pick up 4 every time. Basically just keep going. So if I just show you, just working along one side, this is the inside and that's the edge. And this is the ridge that will eventually become the top of your bangle. So just keep going all the way around and come back when you're done. So here we are, I've worked my edge in white now, and now you can really see why it was probably a mistake and I won't do it again. So we're just adding in the last set of 4. I just thought it would be best to show you that as I add the last set of 4 how we move over to work the other side. Pick up 4, we go through the number 8 just as we did before. Now we're going to pass our needle through the adjacent number 8, which is behind the first set of 4 you added. Pass your needle through this bead. We are working towards the ridge. I'm going to pass the needle to the right. Because we're going to be working on the other side. I'm going to turn the bracelet now. So you can just about see the herringbone effect on the other side. I'm going to pick up 4 beads. Eventually. And pass through that 1, 2, 3, third bead. That's the number 8. Then back through the adjacent bead, back towards me through the adjacent bead, then pick up 4 beads, come across that 3 again. I'm sure you know exactly what you're doing by now, but it's always as well just to show you how we work the other side. So you can see they're like loops on each side with the ridge beads in the center. So I'll just show you one more addition of 4, oops, and then I'll leave you to it. And you need to go all the way around this edge of the bangle, obviously. So this is the last set of 4 I'll show you. There. You can clearly see the ridge now, and that is the outside of your bangle. So do you see the inside is flat, and the top has a point. So carry on all the way around your bracelet, and I'll see you back in a little while. So here we are, and I'm about to put in the last 4 beads on this side. And I just want to do this to be able to show you your bead path. So let's do that number 8 again. Be careful not to catch the set of 4 just through the number 8. And then we're going to add in the drop beads. So pick up 1 drop bead. I'll just turn this slightly. Come through the next number 8. This is in fact the bottom edge of your bracelet. I find it easier to pass the needle through at about a 45-degree angle rather than, if you try to pass the needle through straight, you'll go through more than 1/8. So pick up another drop bead and pass through the number 8. See, by going at an angle, I've missed the next 8. That's it, it's as easy as that. So just keep adding your drop beads all the way around this side of the bangle. Come back when you're done. So this is all of them done. I just need to put the last bead in on this edge, and just want to show you how to get to the other side. So that's the last bead, and I'm just going through the number 8. going to check the tension. Don't pull it too hard. Just see the thread coming out of that number 8. I want to go through the adjacent 8 of the right angle weave, which is on the inside of your bangle. Basically just using this bead path to get to the other side through the adjacent 8. And then we're going to pick up drop bead and pass through the next 8. Pick up a drop bead and pass through the next 8. So just add in the remaining drop beads all around this edge. You see how they point inside. So I'm just going to add in the last drop bead so that I can show you the bead path. And this is why it was such a mistake, seriously, to do it all in white. I don't know what I was thinking. So we go through the last number 8. We're working up now towards the ridge beads. So we're just passing through the number 8, which is behind that set of 4. Just come in a little closer so you can see the thread is exiting the number 8, going through the adjacent 8 behind that set 4. Doesn't matter whether you turn left or right, just going to go through the adjacent number 8, which is your ridge bead. I'm going to turn my work, zoom in a little, pick up a number 3 bicone, pass through the next ridge bead. See how that bicone sits slightly inside the number 8. Pick up a number 3mm bicone and through the ridge bead. And that means that in effect the beads are actually slightly smaller than 3mm, which is why the 3mm Swarovski pearls will not work. It just pushes the ridge beads out too much and you won't get them in and it will twist. So if you can get hold of some uneven gemstones in rounds, they do work, because obviously not perfectly sized like the Swarovski elements. So just keep going, adding in those bicones all the way around your bracelet and come back when you're done. So I've added in all of my bicones. They do look pretty. I've used AB, by the way. They're not totally clear and that's why you can see little flashes of colour. I'm just going to add in the last bicone and tie a few half hitch knots. making sure I've got the tension right there before I tie it off. So I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'd be ever so grateful if you could hit the like button, and if you'd like to see further tutorials, then please do subscribe. I'm quite happy for people to leave a comment or a question perhaps, if you have any. And I hope that you enjoy making lots of these bangles in several different colourways. And why is it that I'm right at the end of the bangle and now I'm struggling to thread? There we are. Just trying to work away from the knot that I did. I'm going to pass under there. And then this is the second knot. And whoops, watch those side beads. I'm also then going to pass my thread around to the back of the bangle, or the inside of the bangle, through the number 8s, following the bead path. Just because I don't want to cut the thread on the top of the bangle, because if I don't get it really close, then you're going to be able to see it and it doesn't look nice. Around the back of the inside of the bangle, no one's going to see it. I'm just passing through that last number 8 and out just before the drop bead. I'm going to do the last half hitch knot, and oops, missed it. And then I'm going to obviously cut the thread. So I really hope you've enjoyed making the bangle. Just pull the tension a little, give it a bit of a wobble, settle the beads down. There we go. And we'll see you again soon.